to change that. I was like, gosh, looks- I don't, very, oof, I don't want to go soda.
I would
Okay,
love to.
we're live. We're live. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Melissa, your community leader here at Dimples, and I'll turn it over to my partner.
And I'm Michelle. So, yeah, and my title now is Volume and Vibes Educator. So,
Oh, I like that name. That is spicy.
yeah. So if there's stylists out there, reach out. Reach out. We obviously want to talk to everybody, but there are stylists. You can reach out to me to help you with our top extension.
That's right. And she is
That's right.
good. I mean, I'm learning so much about her and the hair colors and how that works. Cause, I'm an educator, like I'm a teacher, and I'm learning all of when it comes to like low lights and highlights, I'm learning all that. And it's so exciting to learn something that's different from what I'm used to.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
So,
definitely learning a lot from you too. So I was going to say,
I
holy,
know I'm
yes,
sharing all my tech tips
technology.
with Michelle, and
Yeah,
she shared all the color
yeah,
tricks with me. So
yeah.
we're learning from each other. So it's really nice.
That's right.
So, what you're
That's right.
here today for is we are going to be talking about how to keep those locks healthy and hydrated. And we have a
Mhm.
special treat for you too. So stay tuned because we have some things that you get when you purchase with us, and you could purchase live. We'll even help you out if you want to purchase live. We're going to show you different hair pieces, different toppers, wigs. We're going to show you all of those so you can help, so that can help make your selection. But let's get into it, Michelle. How do
Yeah,
we keep our hair healthy and hydrated, especially in the fall when the weather starts to change? I mean, not in Texas yet because it's so hot.
yeah. It's cooling off here because I'm in Maine, and that's what we do. We get a few weeks of warm weather, and now we're cooling off for sure. Yeah. So, did you want me to start it off? I'm happy to do that. If you
Oh
want me to
yeah,
start it off
tell
with
us.
an
Yes,
idea, yeah. Okay.
she is the one of the experts here. So go for it.
So I think it's so first and foremost, and poor Melissa, she's heard me say this a bunch of times, but so important to prep your hair ahead of time. I think we've talked about this. Really important. If you're enjoying your hair and you're treating it for the most part like you would your hair, and but probably better, and styling it the way you've always dreamed to style it but couldn't before, chances are you've got a little bit of product buildup in there. So you want to make sure that you're using a gentle, clarifying shampoo. Now, this isn't something that we currently sell. It's nothing like that. So well, we do sell regular shampoo for
Regular.
sure. And that's important. That's very important. Yes. But when you're not, I'm not talking about like that regularly scheduled shampoo. So and we all, depending on how many toppers or wigs that you have, will that will I'm trying to think of that'll tell you how often you need to wash your wig. So if you're working out in your wig, all that kind of thing, but you definitely don't want to be washing this daily. Most people will say, I wash it every other week. And again, it depends on how many times you swap it out. So if you're lucky enough to have several, you might go quite a while. So the one of the um, most gentle, clarifying shampoos that I have found, and that doesn't concern me at all with my hair piece or pieces, I should say, is the Malibu.
Malibu.
And I have
I
it
need to
in
write
here.
this down
So,
because I don't believe I've ever done
yeah,
this with in all my years of wearing wigs and hair toppers. I've never like did a clarifier. So what does that do? It gives all the buildup off, you're saying?
yeah, yeah. So it works great. So it gets the build. So the shampoos, depending on if you use, you should use sulfate-free products as much as possible. I mean, our shampoo and conditioner from Dimples, it smells great, works lovely, but it's the products that you're putting on to style your hair. Oftentimes,
Mm.
the things that keep the frizz down, that sort of thing, you're going to want to get that stuff off. So you're going to use if you use this one is actually made especially for hair wefts, and we do have a link that we can share. I can share that in a little bit. But this particular one, it's called Undo Goo, and I know it's backwards when you guys are looking at it, but it's called Undo Goo. And so, depending on how long it's been since you've clarified, and for people who wear it daily, I've been saying maybe every 6 weeks. So, so as you can see, like there's still, well, I've got some product in this right now, but you can see there's pretty natural movement still in here. So, when your hairpiece starts looking like a wig, when it starts looking kind of stiff and you're not getting that natural movement, you need to, it's kind of like, it's kind of, it's just, it gets stiff and you notice it in a picture if somebody shares
You
a
are so
picture.
right. I have noticed that on some of mine. I'm like, do I need to wash it again? Like, why is it not getting that bouncing movement? And I never realized that's what it was.
Yeah, so this will really help, and there's a lot of other stylists who recommend it too. And then you can give it a replenishing hair mask. Now, the cool thing, you can buy this as a kit. And again, I don't, we, we're not affiliated with Malibu in any way. I just want to put that out there. We just like this product. So this comes in a package and it's for, I think it says the packaging says it's for wefts. So it's gentle enough for that. So they know, the company understands that hair that we wear has been put through a lot of process before we get it. So it's gentle, but in the package are also these powder packets. And I'm sorry, I don't have any with me, but it's tiny little powder packets that you get. You put it in your hand and you just put a little bit of water in, you emulsify it and you scrunch it into your hair. You scrunch it in and you kind of, I like to actually run my fingers through and then I wash it. And if I have a lot of buildup, let's say I was going to an event and I didn't want my hair to move, right? I didn't want to have to be thinking about it. And I used extra product, I might wash it twice. Now, I won't use the powder twice. I use that once, and you let it sit for a few minutes. The instructions are on the package. Let it sit for a few minutes. You shampoo it through, and then you would rinse it. You would shampoo it again for heavy buildup, and then you would put the conditioner on and it smells great. You put the conditioner on, and I'll leave mine in a towel on the sideboard, and I'll just go about my business and do. And again, always stay away from the roots. You don't want to loosen up the knots. So important that you do that. So that would be the first step. Now, if you're experiencing a lot of dryness, if I would definitely do this, but beforehand, I know this is going to sound weird. I would add an oil of my choice to my hair before I
Oh.
would even wash it.
Like something like this
I
Moroccan
can't
oil.
see it.
This is kind of what I
Yes,
use. Okay, okay. So I use
yes,
this and I notice that it does make it softer and it gives it
yeah,
that like oily look because because we're wearing toppers. It doesn't produce
yeah,
natural oil on our toppers because it's
right.
not coming from our scalp. But I've noticed like when I use this or a bio silk, it really brings that healthiness back to it when I notice that it's starting to get dry. So thank you for
Yeah,
sharing that too.
yeah, absolutely. So it's you want to so that you would only have to do that clarifying, like I said, occasionally. But if you were just doing a deep condition treatment before you wash your hair, like I said, I know it sounds weird, but you're going to add the oils to the ends again, not near the root. You're going to add it all over the hair. You leave it on there for about 5 minutes, then you wash. And then I've actually done it where I add the oil, a little bit of the oil back in. Now, depending on what oil you use, I like a basu oil or what's the oil you're using?
This one is, let's see,
Moringa or
Moroccan oil. That's all it
Moroccan
says
oil.
right
That's
now.
what it is. That's great. But they all are a little bit different. So some are heavier than others. So you might want to test it out so you know how much to put in. So that you takes a little bit to do your wash day. So you want to make sure you're not going to leave it looking greasy.
I
But you
know
put that in.
it reminds me back when they used to say, like, in the '50s, "It's a hair washing day." I get it now because whenever I'm washing, like, all my wigs, like, it takes time.
Yes,
It's
it
really a
does.
hair
Yeah.
washing day.
Yeah. Yes, because then you're and if you're blow drying them out or you're heat styling, yeah, it's a whole thing. And then so you can do that. And another tip that I'll mention about this, and I know I keep mentioning stay away from the knots, but especially if you're going to do this step. So if you decide you're going to add a little bit more oil in, and then you're going to add a deep conditioner over that, and you want to do like remember the hot oil treatments? Do you
Yes,
remember
get out
this?
soon. Oh gosh, yes.
I
I used to
one
use
of
that
the
after my at-home rave straighteners.
uh, that's
Maybe
funny. That's
that's my
funny.
hair
Yeah,
decision.
my mother used to give me at home perm. So, and
Yeah.
then I have curly hair, so I don't know what was happening. Anyway, it's a whole thing. But I just use a bigger bag than this. This one's I got to get it in the camera. This one's not that big, so you want a bigger bag than this. You put your topper, and don't squish it in like just make sure you're not putting the oil on the cap, is what I'm getting at. Put it in
Mm.
this, you Ziploc it, and then fill your sink with some, not fill it, but put enough hot water in there, and then just place something on top of it, and it heats it up. You're going to see some things online. I've seen people say, oh, yeah, stick it in the microwave. Do not do that. Don't ever do that. Not with a synthetic, not with a human hair wig. It's just, don't do that. Yeah, so some people have revived wigs that way, and that maybe there's somebody out there that knows a trick to that. I don't recommend that to anybody. So anyway, that's a way you can do a quick little heat treatment. Yeah,
Oh,
and
nice.
that's
Well,
that's the
I
beginning of
noticed you
that.
mentioned our products. Like we have a few products. We've got
Yes.
shampoo and we have
Hmm.
conditioner. We also have this leave-in. I've used this before, and oh
Yeah.
my goodness, I noticed like when I couldn't do like a hair washing day because I had to travel to my next conference location because I
Yeah.
do that. I meet with teachers, but I've used this and I noticed that when I put it in, it just like gave it like a breath of fresh air. It kind of just made it soft. And
Yeah.
so it's our leave-in conditioner. It's really a good one because I always put it on
Yes.
when I between styles and I can't wash. I just need it
Hmm.
just to get that little bit of conditioning. Now, don't put
Yeah.
too much. I made the mistake my first time. I like doused it, and then I was like, "Oh no, that night was not good." Because I have to take my wig off and leave it in the hotel, and that humidity in that room. Nope, you just need a little. Learned it,
Did it
learned it.
grow like you were in Jamaica?
Yes, it felt so thick because I had put too much, and so the second time I just a
Yeah.
little bit on the ends. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't need a whole lot.
You definitely want to do that. Yeah, I love that stuff, and it really helps with flyaways. So if you're experiencing that, that really, really
It
helps with that.
smells so good too. The smell. How would you? My nose is stopped up a little bit. Oh, it's just like it smells like luxury. That's what I would define it as. Very rich.
Yes,
Like you're
it
one of
does.
those
It smells.
expensive hotel rooms. That's and when you walk in, that's what it smells like. It's
Yeah.
giving very expensive.
Hey, this just made me think. You know that cool wave tool that you use? Your hair looks so cute the other day.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so she used this, and I imagine that with that leave-in conditioner on that wavy wave that you did, I bet you that just would look great. And yeah,
You're
that looks
right.
so good.
Just to kinda
Yeah,
take because this has been a few days and I've been wearing
yeah,
her, so
just
she
to
needs
refresh
she
it.
needs a little condition too, and I put on the oil as well, but it's been a few days of wear, but oh my gosh, like this tool from the TikTok am I doing an ad for TikTok? But this tool, I mean, I have tried several of these waving tools. This is the best one. I mean, I have like 3 of them. I gave one away, but this one here, oh my God, produces those waves because my hair is natural curly too, and with waves,
Hmm.
and this gives it. I mean, I love this, but you're
I
right.
love
Let's
the
try.
wave.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna take off this topper. This one right here I have is a Clio, and this color has been custom. I do have a stylist who, oh my gosh, she's so great with colors, and this was actually I think when I bought it, it was this color, and I couldn't
Isn't that
wait for the color I wanted, and so I took it to her, and she added what you call it, low lights? Yes.
you got it? Yeah, love light.
She added some low lights to that, but let me go and put this one on because this is that one Michelle was talking about. This is a wig. This is a Hera 15 wig, and so I'm gonna get this one. I'm gonna take this glasses off just so you can
This
see
looks
how
so
I'm spraying
cute on
the
you.
conditioner.
So cute.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's get this. I'm telling you, I've worn her a few times. So let me get my brush. She needs to be. She needs a little attention. She does. She does. It's about
I
time
like.
for a hair washing day.
I love it.
But oh my gosh, she's so pretty. I love these waves. So just a little bit. Let's don't get crazy, Melissa. So I'm gonna spray that in.
Yeah.
And there we go. I just let it air dry. I used her on my hair too whenever I needed just a quick little condition. It
Hmm.
smells so dreamy, very like luxurious. Is what I
Now,
call
did
it.
you,
That's how I describe it.
now, did you, have you cut that hair yet? Or is that the style?
Yes,
Is that,
this one, no, we cut.
okay. Yep. It
Um,
looks good.
yeah, Sylvie, she is a stylist here in the Houston area, and she gave this a trim just to give it a little bit of layers. And, I always love
Yep.
to customize my different pieces that they make them feel like they belong to me. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I love going in and giving them a little custom cuts.
For sure. Yeah. No, that looks great.
Oh, but mention this. What about heat protectant? I have learned
Oh,
like always before you use any of those hot tools to put some
for
heat
sure.
protectant. And I'm telling you, we don't sponsor or they don't sponsor us, but these are just some products that we love. And so mine is
Mhm.
Moroccan oil. I love using this brand. I got it on Amazon. I will
Yep.
pay what this costs because this smells really good too. And this is going to help protect your wig or topper and help them last longer because these are a lot of money and you don't want to damage them.
Right. Yeah. You're absolutely right. It's so important. If you're going to, and you want to and we hear this from people that we talk to, they're so afraid sometimes to style them, and because it is an investment that you make, but it's okay, they're made for that, they're made for styling. And just, I mean, yes, you do need to be gentle, but if you prep it properly, like Melissa was just saying, using the proper heat protectant, you're going to be good to go. And of course, we're talking about the human Remy hair. You can, of course, our heat safe synthetics. You can add heat, but it's like nothing higher than 325.
Yes, I was just
So
gonna ask you that. That's what I thought, 320, but I just wanted to confirm that's what it
yeah,
is, 'cause I don't need to be
yeah,
burning my hair either.
yeah, 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 for sure. Yep. And but that's now yours. What does that particular waiver? Does it have a heat? Does it
Oh,
have
yes.
a
I don't know if you could see, but right here it has a dial, and here it will tell you how high it goes up to. I think this one goes to
perfect?
500, but we're only going to 280. I'm even
Woo,
nervous to go that high. It goes high. Like who would go that high? I know it says different hair structure types, but like, wait, hold on. I was gonna say because maybe I'm lying. But it goes really high. I have to plug it in to
it
see. But
probably does go
who
455. Yep.
who uses that? Like, why would you use that heat temperature?
Yeah. Well, so you wouldn't want to use that daily, but there are some people in different cultures, people who
Mhm.
have a lot thicker strands, and
Mm.
they can tolerate that high temperature, and they actually need it to change the shape of the hair. So, for people with different ethnicities and different types of hair, their hair can withstand that. Now, nothing, of course, with bleach in it or that's been lightened, but there are some people who can tolerate that, and they probably don't have to style their hair daily. That probably
Mm.
they take care of their hair, so they take care of the style. And however, they might wear a bonnet to bed, they might wear, it depends, right? But when you have, these are things that you and I aren't used to because we have fine hair, our natural hair underneath. And when we wake up in the morning, it does not look like it. It really
Does not look like this.
no, no, no,
Oh my
no.
god. I've
My hair
given
gets
up. I've
angry.
I've given up. I give it up. I was like, mm-mm. I
Yeah.
used to take it started when well, a little bit back up a little bit, but my kind of hair journey started when I was about 19, just in the bang area. I remember like because I was a 90s kid. And so I remember, when I do my bangs, my mom would say, "Oh, I noticed your hair is getting a little thin. Thanks, mom. Thanks for pointing it out." But that's when I kind of noticed that starting to happen. Then I had
Mhm.
kids and it thickened up, on the prenatal vitamins. But then after that, I started losing. And I guess I'd say in my 30s is my late 30s where I really noticed it like severe. And I used to could cover it up with a headband, and that worked until it didn't. And
Mhm.
so then I went to like I went to toppers first. And actually I went to synthetic toppers because I was nervous about the journey and how much money was gonna spend, which I spent a lot because I've tried so many different ones in the past. Um,
Yep.
until you find that just right one. So, and that's what we're here for. We want to help you. We want to help you ease the journey so you're not just buying this topper and buying this topper. Meet with us. I know that in the chat, our numbers have been put in. Reach out to us. Tell us you'd like to set up a consultation. Our consultations are free. We can get you in and kind of show you what we have and walk you through picking out that just right piece because we know it's hard. We've been there. So
Hmm. Yep.
we're here for you.
Yes. What she said, because it can be, we like to ease that difficult journey. And like we don't want you to have to try one after the other. And it's definitely not, more is not better, although we might disagree. We like to have choices because you will get addicted to it. If you find something that,
A buy little addiction. Since you talked about that, you are so
yeah,
right.
yeah,
You do get addicted
yes,
to them. I want, now that I've come out of the closet when it comes to wearing hair, it's like I want all the colors. I want to switch it up. I want to be blonde one day. I want to be
mhm,
have a little bit of red. So let me show you this one too. This one is one of my favorite. I've always wanted to be blonde, and now I can.
doesn't that blonde look so good on her?
Oh
Oh my
my gosh.
God, that looks so
I
good on
absolutely
you.
love this one. I wore it to a wedding. Now I could tell this one needs washing too because I could feel the product because I fixed it this weekend for the wedding and I put
Yeah,
hairspray in it and I'm about to wear it one more time to another wedding this week. But oh my gosh, like look
it
how
has
that
good
changes.
movement.
I went from maybe 30 to 25.
Yeah, yeah. No, I love that. I love that color on you. Is that the honey bun rooted?
Yes. Uh-huh.
That
This is the
is.
honey
Yep.
bun
Yeah.
rooted.
Yeah, it looks so good. And the cut is great. So again, kudos
Well,
to
I
your
didn't even cut
stylist.
this one, Michelle. This one's
You didn't
straight
have
out
to
of the
cut that
box.
one?
No,
Wow.
we did not. So if you get Hera 19, this is what it looks like straight out of the box. Well, you got to wash it first. Got to wash it.
Yeah.
You got to set your part to where you want it to be. I did add, if you could tell, I added like a little bit of baby hairs in there. I went through and just clipped a few just to give me that little baby hair look like it's coming
I
out.
love it. Looks
So
super
I
natural.
did some customization myself to her just to make her mine because I didn't want to cut her because she didn't need it.
Yeah.
Straight out
No,
of
it
the
looks
box.
so good. Yep. I love that. And
And
the coloring is great.
right, I know this color is amazing. And right now, this week only, if you're thinking about purchasing maybe a topper or a wig, we do have a special going out. If you purchase a Remy Human Hair
Mhm.
wig topper, you get this bundle right here, absolutely free. You just have to add it to your cart, and this is going to be a gift to you from us to help you take care of your newly purchased hair.
Such a good deal. Yeah. And you guys are going to love the smell of it. Works so
Yes,
well.
like remember, luxury smells like luxury.
Now you're making me want to smell mine. I'm like,
Yes,
okay,
smell
now I
it.
need to
Like
go.
it reminds me, like when I walk into it, like the Bellagio. I'm walking into the
You're right.
Bellagio. Yep, that's what it makes me think of.
If my husband heard you say the Bellagio, he loves Vegas. He loves it. Very
Well, go
excited.
put this in his nose and say, "Hey, what's it remind you of? Take me to Vegas."
It does smell like Vegas to me. I'm like, and those nicer places. Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
I
for
know.
sure.
I know.
Does anyone have any questions? Anybody have any questions for us?
No, I didn't see any questions come up,
Okay.
but um, should we tell them our secret that we have coming next week?
I
We'll
think we
just give you a hint. We do have a color coming out that we think you're going to love. Like,
mhm,
it's amazing. Perfect for fall, actually perfect for all the season, but it has those fall colors to it that I think you're going to love. So, be watching our Instagram, be watching our Facebook, our TikTok, all of our socials, because we're going to be giving you some sneak peeks of what this color could be. So, stay tuned.
mhm.
That's all I can say, right? It's a secret, but it's not. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who'll be very happy about it. Can we say, I'm going to say one more thing. It fills a gap.
It
Fills a
feels
gap. Yeah, yeah. No, I
A
think
little
they'll like it,
little
Melissa.
teaser there.
That's
It's
right. That's
very
right.
demure.
Yeah, yeah. I think you guys will like it. So, all right.
Yeah, so what do we wanna see? Maybe they wanna see some different pieces that we have. We talked about hair care and what we can do. Remember, Michelle
Yeah,
said, "Do not put conditioner on those knots. It will loosen those
yeah.
knots when you are washing." So a little bit about, like, your steps of what you do, Michelle. Like, what is your
Yeah.
process for washing your hairpiece?
Yeah. Okay. So on a regular wash day, I make sure that I comb the hair out or brush it, whatever it is that you use to get your tangles out. But go ahead and comb it through, make sure it's not matted in the back. And then some people fill a sink. I don't tend to do that. I'm not, but you can do that. You can do it that way. And if you're wearing, there's a different way that I do it. So if I'm wearing a Clio, for instance, and I'm just wearing the Clio French, if I'm wearing that and see, hi James.
Is
So
James
did you?
coming in the chat? James is our CEO. He's coming in the
That's
chat.
right. That's right. So if I'm washing that, so I'm going to hold that a little bit different, and I might just have it in my hand. I have shampoo. I wet it, and I don't use super, super hot water. I don't use super hot water. I use like a tepid water and get it wet. I wash it again. If there's a lot of product in there and it's not a day where I'm going to clarify, I'm going to wash it maybe twice though, if I can feel stuff on there. And then I'm going to run my conditioner through like right about through here and through the ends. And I'm going to put it on a towel and I'm going to let it sit there. Or I might even make sure that it's wrapped up a little bit so that it can soak for a little bit or condition for a little bit, I should say. But if I'm washing my lace front, it's a little bit different. And you could probably speak more to this too, Melissa, because I don't. Do you always wear water soluble adhesive?
No,
Like,
just honestly, I just use the Got to Be Glued.
yeah, yeah, and
I have I
that's
have
water
tried.
based.
I've tried this and she's not bad. She's not bad
Yeah,
at all, but this is a lot easier to put on and take off. This you gotta put some water on there, and most of the time at the end of the day, I just wanna take it off. I have to go
yes,
rip your hair off.
that's that's a good yes, that's good advice. She's right. So the one of the things, and this is actually even between washes, when you're adhering the front lace, you want to make sure that you're cleaning that off between uses, whether that's with a Q-tip or a cotton pad, whatever, because you just don't want that buildup. It can it changes the way things look. So when I'm washing that though, the way that you hold the lace front and the way that you hold the French is going to be different because this is a little bit more delicate. So you want to make sure you're not manhandling it. Yes, yes.
Mhm.
And you want to make sure that you're holding it in a way that you're not putting pressure on that part. So all the pressure is typically, I have it in my hand and I have it kind of draped over and I wash it.
Kinda
But
like
I
this,
don't
is
put,
what you're saying?
yep, exactly, exactly. Yeah. I'm definitely not pulling and tugging at that lace. Don't get me wrong, it's plenty strong. It's just not made to be tugged at and pulled at and the weight of everything being held on, especially once you add water. So you have to think of that. Yep. So
And then
but
another question, like, is it bad to use a blow dryer afterwards? Because sometimes I know it's best to use air dry and let it air dry, but sometimes if I wash it and I need to style it that day because I'm wearing it tomorrow, I put it on my head and I start blow drying, honestly.
no, I get you. And I've been there, I've done that too. So the whole thing with that's a really good question, Melissa, because we've all been there, right? "Oh, I forgot to do that. I got to take care of that right now. Life is busy. So the important thing is that once you wash it, put your heat, well, use your towel and blot out as much water as you can, then
So
put
don't
in
do
your product. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. No, please
I
don't
don't
do
do
that.
that.
No, please don't. And then, so you blot it, and then you're going to want to if you have time to let it air dry, but life isn't always like that for us. So what you're going to want to do is get it in the position that you want it, put your part in, all of that, and then use the blow dryer over it and use it like not on the super hot setting, but get it to like a damp level, not soaking wet. Because and if you're somebody who likes to style it on your own head, just be careful you're not pulling your own hair out. Excuse me. But if it's a wig, that might be helpful to do it on your own head. But if you have it on your wig stand, make sure you're not pinning it through the lace if it's a lace front. Make sure I like to pin it like right by the clips. So there's like a little hole in the clip, and I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be used for. I'm going to be in the truth tree with you guys.
Yeah, are you talking about like in this area right here?
Yep, exactly. So I put the T-pin through there because you don't want to create holes in your hair or in your topper. So that's where I put the pin. And then because it's air dried a little bit, and it's definitely not a bad thing to do a blowout. That's how I do mine. And so I tend to use a ceramic brush that heats up. So it cuts down on the drying time. And depending on what you use for products with heat protectant, some of those actually cut down on your drying time as well. So yeah,
Nice. I
not
would
a
love
bad thing. Just
to
don't.
do a blowout because that is like I can't ever get the handle of that, like curling your brush and doing. I bought those ones that are like a blow dryer kind of brush. I've used
Yeah,
those, but the ones when I go to get it done at the hair salon, they use the brush and the blow dryer.
yes.
It just looks it's so beautiful. It's so different than using that blow dryer brush. Oh,
Yeah,
Michelle, I'd love to see you do that. And maybe you could teach us how to do that because Melissa
I'm
wouldn't
happy to do that. Yeah, yeah. It's one of those things. Okay, so I'm gonna date myself here a little bit, but she's a 90s girl. I'm an 80s girl. And so you definitely knew how to make your hair you know,
right?
higher
What
to
was
heaven.
That's so true. But we used to do
Yeah.
this. This is what we used to do. We used to get like this, put the hairspray, and then put the blow dryer. Oh my God, we should make a 80s do. Hairspray, put the blow dryer, and then it would be like this high, people. We're not
Oh
joking.
yeah.
It
Oh
would be
yeah.
that high. And the higher,
What
the
is,
better.
what is it they say in Texas, like closer to God or closer to heaven or
Oh
something
my
like that?
gosh, yes. And I can remember, Michelle, not gonna lie, I can remember when this started coming where you were wearing a flat. I remember my friend showed up to our
Yeah.
house and she had a flat. And we are like, what is up with this? We were like, she was like actually onto the new style. And we were like, what is up with this?
Yeah. Yeah. Did you forget your hairspray? Did you wake up late?
Yes. We're like,
Why
why
don't you have product
flathead?
in your hair? Oh, I can remember waking up. I can remember waking up at like, I'm not even kidding, like 4:30 in the morning just to have time to do my hair. This is when I had more hair.
Right.
Maybe we're revealing why we don't have hair. Maybe.
Right. I know these are the whole reasons. You know what, Michelle? I used to have perms too, and I
Uh,
have curly hair, and so I would get perms too. Oh my god!
mhm.
See, we're talking about all the things we used to do.
Yeah, maybe we've cracked the code. All right, so
Maybe
what's this? Good news, everyone. It said, okay, there was something that just flashed up, but all right, I missed it.
this. I think that's what she's talking about. Good
Oh, okay,
news!
great.
We're having
Yeah,
a giveaway for every Remy human hair topper. You get this
yep,
bundle. Yep, you're gonna grab it. Just add it to your cart, and it's gonna
yep,
be yours. Remember, what does it smell like? Luxury.
that's right.
Bellagio. It's giving rich. Such a
She's
great
right, it
smell.
does. Yep,
I wonder
for
if
sure.
James probably picked that smell. Did he walk in? It's like I can imagine like him going in and smelling all of these different. It smells like LA. It smells like that. I think Beverly Hills is what I think when I smell that.
And
It must
not the
be
hillbillies. She's
no,
talking.
not that. Not that. Definitely.
All right, what was the question? Okay,
Do we have a question come in?
yeah. So it says, should you dry the cap every time if it's a silk top? So yes, okay. So if you're wearing, excuse me, my reach, if you're wearing a silk top or one of the Clio French, or even the Athena, which has that as well. So you want to make sure that you're, if I'm understanding the question correctly, if you're going to wear it, ideally your cap is going to be close to dry. So if you're in a hurry because life happens, one of the things I recommend that you do is when you're done washing it and after you've dabbed, or you've taken most of the water out, you can turn it upside down a little bit. Don't put the heat directly on it. Like give some you guys can't see me. So a little bit of distance and I just want to make this note this too. Make sure you're leaving the nozzle on the end of your blow dryer. So a lot of times people throw that piece away. It's a
This
concentrator.
trigger.
Perfect. Yes, thank you. She is so ready, right? She's so ready. So you want to keep that on there. It's a concentrator, but it also protects your hair. So those coils, we've all done this, when we're kids, and then you smell burnt hair. Like, don't do that. So you want to keep it away, but you can dry it that way. But we've all done it. I'm not going to tell you you can't wear this little damp. It's not meant to do that. And when the hair is wet, it's actually more fragile. So everybody, that's the hair on your head and that's the hair on the topper. So remember, if you choose to blow dry this, you want to make sure that before you put a brush in it, that it's just damp, just damp because you don't want to snap the hair. So yeah, that's that.
Great
Hope that
advice.
helped.
So, um, so why do we wear wigs? That is a question. Why do we wear
Right.
wigs? There are several reasons a person may wear wigs. Well,
Mhm.
I suffer from alopecia. I've been losing my bio hair since I was about 19. And
Mhm.
every woman wants to feel secure in when they step out because hair is everything. Now, if you have hair, you might not understand what it's like when you start losing it. It's
Mhm.
devastating. I can remember
Yeah.
sitting in different salon chairs and wig shops trying to figure out should I do it, should I not, and and finally you get to a point where you're like, hey, I want to feel good about myself, I want to build my confidence, and hair is what did it for me. So that's
Mhm.
one reason. We could wear our natural hair, but then we can
Mhm.
also wear hair that's going to really make us feel confident. It makes me feel confident.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. It makes such a difference. And um and when you do, if you decide to be one of those people that comes out and wants people to know, it it definitely it definitely feels um great to be able to switch it up. But that isn't for everybody, and I'm not saying everybody has to do that. The the thing it makes you feel confident, and the other thing is that you're not worried about where people are looking anymore. It is, Melissa can tell you this too, I think. You're always People do glance up, they do glance, and even if they're not looking at your hairline, you're concerned they're looking at your hairline. You're
Hmm.
concerned, always concerned that they're looking. So it's one of those things that once you get used to it, you're no longer worried about it, and it doesn't take you as much time to get ready, which sounds trivial, but if you've experienced this, you know what we're talking about. You're talking about the powders that you apply, all of the things that you apply to mask it. So it gives you that freedom. It gives you that
Yes,
freedom.
and we need to all be supporting each other, that because
Mhm.
everybody's journey is different. If you see someone who who may have hair loss and you're looking at it like, what's wrong with her? Like, really step back and think about it, because you don't know what that person is going through. If
Mhm.
they knew that that's their biggest fear. That was my biggest fear, people looking and saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, Melissa, like, what are you going through?" That was my biggest fear, people noticing and having very critical comments, because you won't understand until you actually do it. And some people choose to wear wigs who don't suffer hair loss because they want to change up their look. It's fun.
Extensions, prime example, right? People who wear
Yeah.
extensions, they want their hair to be longer, fuller, um, all of that. So you definitely, we're not suggesting that you have to be experiencing hair loss to wear them. But it is a solution if you are. But if you extensions, people, it's how awesome is it that we live in a time that if you're not if you're growing out your hair, or you're not happy with your length, or if you have fine strands and you're not able to grow them long, there's all these options. So people use extensions, and then or our top extension,
Right?
our
Either way.
smaller top. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And and that's something else that is coming soon. We're building a community where we can support each other, cheer on each other, chat about
Yeah.
what hair pieces work for us. So if you're interested, just know that that's coming soon. We're going to have a community where you can openly share, the struggles you're going through. So it's going to be a positive place. We're not going if you're there to be negative, you won't be in the group. So it's all about being positive and really lifting each other up and just sharing ideas, your struggles, and just
Hmm.
way that we can ease the journey for you together.
Hmm.
So be looking for that. It's going to be a Facebook community coming soon, and it's called Here We Go, because
I
here we
love
go.
that. I love it. Yeah. I
So,
have to
any
wear.
other questions do we have? Let's see. Do you wash your topper? Okay, maybe that was a question about the topper.
I should talk about it. Okay.
I would like to ask you a question. Let's see who can answer this. If you are looking for the perfect fall color, since we kind of gave like little hints about that we have a new color, what color are you looking for? What
Mhm.
would be like your dream color? We want to know what you are looking for, what you would like to see. So drop it in the chat. We'd love to know what colors are you seeking,
Yeah.
because like I said, we're launching a new color that's coming, and I was told this doesn't happen very often. This is like
No.
very seldom does this happen. So it's really big news. So we can't wait to
Mhm.
share that with you.
Yeah. There's a lot that goes into adding a color, for sure.
Yes, and I didn't realize all the behind the scene, but yeah, there is a lot, and we're excited to share that new color with you soon.
Yeah, for sure.
So, any more questions do we have?
Any more
So,
questions?
no more questions. So, to sum up what we talked about today, we talked about Michelle took you through the steps of washing your hair, keeping it
Mhm.
healthy, what types of oils to use. The one big take: don't touch those knots when you are
Yeah.
washing your hair. And how often do we wash again, Michelle?
Yeah, it all depends. So if you have multiple toppers and you're wearing it just occasionally, it could be weeks, right? But if you're wearing the same topper day after day, and I would say every 2 weeks or every week and a half, it depends on whether or not you're exercising. You be the judge of it, right? And how much product you use. It's all of that. But know that you need to treat it right and not wash it too often because the oils aren't coming back. That's the reason why you want to add the oils back. Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't feel all what do you call that? Crunchy.
Yeah, crunchy. That's perfect. Yes. Yeah. Shit, that's a great way to put it. So if it starts feeling really crunchy, it's probably time to wash it. Yeah.
Oh, I do see a question. There it is right there. How do you find a stylist that is comfortable working
Oh,
with wigs?
good.
Michelle, you're the stylist, so talk about that.
So that's a really great question. Okay. So we do have a few consumer recommended stylists. And if you reach out to us, we're happy to share somebody if we have somebody on the list that is, and we're really working hard on trying to build that up for you. We really want to help. We're working on a program to educate stylists so that they're not afraid to touch toppers and style them. So thank you for bringing that up. And so we're working hard to bring that to you. We definitely know that's a concern for customers, but we do have a list. And if you let us know what area you're living in, just know that we've never met these people. They've been referred or recommended, I should say, by consumers, other people who've had a good experience. But it is a difficult thing finding a style. It can be a difficult thing, especially if you live in a more rural area. I live in Maine. It's not all rural. but it can be sometimes a struggle, and it does make stylists nervous because they know the hair is not going to grow back. A suggestion: do not tell the stylist what you paid for it. It makes them very nervous. So and I know it just, if you know that they're a good stylist, chances are they're not gonna mess it up. But um, I could definitely share a name with you if you reach out to us. Yeah, me or Melissa. We can share that
Yes,
with you.
my girl in Houston, she's fabulous. She's
Yeah.
been doing all of mine since I started this journey. At first, I was like so nervous because I had to take it off and be in a chair around everybody. But I
Hmm.
just like the first time she came to my house and did it because she knew how uncomfortable I was. Never did I thought in a million euros I'd just be taking it off on live. But anyway, she came to my house
Uh-huh.
the first time and did that custom cut
Oh,
for me. It was so nice. And she does all of the different pieces that I do. So Sylvie is her name. And she is in the Houston, Conroe area. I love her. She's amazing.
yes. And obviously, you've seen the work that she does. It's great.
Yes, definitely. And this is one of them right here. That first one I had on right here. So, like I said, this one
Hmm.
was in, I believe it was this one. It was this color. Okay. I couldn't wait for the nutmeg rooted and I wanted one so bad. This is the first one. I was a consumer before I started working here at Dimples, but this is the first one that I purchased. And she put in, like, look at all of those colors
It's
and
great.
dimensions. This is so beautiful. And she cut bangs in it for me as well. I
Mhm.
wore it without bangs for a while, but I wanted a piece that had bangs because I wanted to
Yeah.
change it up. And oh my gosh, I love it because I have such a big forehead. This kind of covers up my forehead a little bit, honestly.
Listen, you could land a plane over here, but
I
I'm all about a good bang, so I get it. I get
know. So
it.
this is
Um,
exactly what it does. Oh my gosh, people were mean in junior high.
uh, how nice of her to come to your home.
Yeah, she was.
That was
You're
very
welcome,
sweet.
Yvonne. She's in Central. Is what's CT? Connecticut? No. Oh,
Connecticut,
yeah,
right?
Connecticut. Okay, I was
Yep,
right. No.
Connecticut. Yeah, you got it. You got it. So, yeah, I'm sure we can find somebody in the New England area. I know that that's a big area, but we'll find you somebody.
Yeah, so reach out. You see those numbers scrolling across? Michelle, reach out to Michelle. She's up in that area, so she could definitely help you out. Just text that number, ask that question, say, "Hey, I'm Yvonne, and I'm the one who asked about the question about the stylist." Reach out to
Yep,
Michelle, and she can help you with that. Definitely.
happy to do that.
Yes, so don't forget our consultations are absolutely free if you're thinking about
Mhm.
a new topper or this is your first time ever wearing a hair topper or a wig. We can definitely chat. It'll be a one-on-one session where I can take you through all of the pieces. We can show you online what they look like as well. And hopefully we can help you find your just right piece. And remember, you got this trio too. This is our
Mhm.
special for this week.
Yes, that's a great deal for sure.
Yes, definitely,
Um,
definitely. Well, it looks like it's about 6:47. Well, that's my time. I'm
yeah,
on Central Standard Time. You're on what? Pacific Pacific Standard
I'm
Time.
I'm East Coast.
Eastern.
Yep. So
Eastern. That's right. Duh.
yeah,
Oh my
so
gosh.
it's almost 8 o'clock here. It's almost eight.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, let's get going. Let's go. We have families too. So we're going to go cook some dinner for our families. So
That's
thank
right.
you so much. Any last words before we let our viewers go for the night? Words of wisdom.
No,
Any words of
yeah,
wisdom?
words of wisdom. Stay away from the knots with your
Stay
conditioner
away
and
from
your
the nuts,
oil.
right?
No, I think we've driven
Don't
that one
be
home.
afraid to wear the hair. Don't be afraid. If
Yeah.
you've been thinking about it, I tell you, we can
Mhm.
help you. It changes everything. It changes
It does.
everything. So that's my words of wisdom for tonight.
That's right.
All right. Well, we'll let you go. Thank you so much for joining us.
Have a great evening, you guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.